I'm not used to this video thing, to be honest with you. Still on the journey to look for a farm, making calls, internet. Yeah, last I did like couple of videos, just short videos, you see. And yeah, there was no like a long one that I'm taking now. But the journey of looking for a farm, it's still going. So let's try today. So okay, so now let me give you a context before I start everything. The end goal is to get the farm. So I've been looking through internet, browsing, researching, right? So this call now that I'm going to make, it's already a fifth person, right? I called there's a person that I've called first, and I explained my situation and why I'm interested in buying the farm. He referred me to someone else. That's someone else that I've called and explained to. So it's an explaining game right now. I've never met these people. He said I should call another person. Another person that I've called, that this guy gave me his number to explain everything and the processes of me to follow through, or let's just say in me acquiring the farm, right? Okay, sharp. Now it's not an easy process, understand, because he explained that first of all, I'm not part of their province. She also explained that I need to find out who am I and my origin is from. And third part is there's a council that they always meet and discuss community issues and whatsoever. And they that's where I think the chief, deals with certain issues, right? So technically I need to meet the chief. The chief will have to draft me a letter that I will send to her, right? And then she will do the processing when it comes to me getting the farm, right? Now, I want you to pay attention into one thing, right? She did not mention the chief, as she does not know where I am from, including myself. It's still a learning process for me, right? So meaning that I don't know anything about the chief, the village systems, the laws, and whatsoever. So you're actually learning with me, right? Now, I don't know the chief. I asked her, so where do they meet and like whatsoever? And she said it's actually more than 10 chiefs in that area. So there's more than 10 chiefs. And now they're everywhere. So I don't know which chief that I fall under to. Understand? Because as she explains, right, I don't know myself to where I'm from when it comes to the village. So now I want you to a thin line here is I was born in a township that is close to a city, right? I never went to a village when I like go deeper, when it says like when there's issues there in the village or whatsoever, I can go have a sit down and understand like Now the my tribe affairs and stuff. I never paid attention to that, right? So now I want you to understand one thing, that that's the third person. The fourth person, I was researching through the internet to say, okay, I only have a name when they say this is my family's origin. So I googled, I found the community hall. I called the community hall, a guy responds, and now I wish you could understand, it's airtime here. I'm not calling for free. You understand? And these people are using landlines, so it's not just a mobile where it can ring and then they can pick it up. No, it dials into a landline. So I wish you could understand that there's now costs into effect. Me going through internet, it's money too, right? This guy responds to me and says, he understands my situation. Here's a number of the person who's responsible for that. But that person is not a chief, because where I'm from, there's no chiefs. You get what I'm saying? So now it becomes elite and also a dead end to say, if there's no chief, it means there's a high chance I might not try to get a farm. But also, as the guy explained, that this lady, it's her job to do those things. There's a high chance that I'm actually speaking to the direct person who's responsible, for agriculture development and issues. So it's been days now not calling, because they say she was outside of work and stuff. So today it's Monday 09/21, 19th January. We're gonna try. Yeah, so let's see. No response. There's no response. Wait. I think I can call that lady who responded, right? Who actually advised me about the chiefs and stuff. I might try to call her and explain the situation, that I called the council. The council said there's no chief where I'm from. I'm at this area, and then use the name, my surname, right? Maybe to get maybe a clarity towards that. Maybe there's a high chance she can actually assist me. Understand? Because she already has given me information. So now I need to find the number, because hey, I've been calling everyone. I've been calling everyone. Can you? Okay, let's try this one. Seems like all of them are not answering, eh?
The requested number is not available.
Okay, seems like all of them are not responding. Let me try the other one. This one, they say she's off at work and stuff. But ever since, I'm actually trying to call her now.
The requested number is.
Yeah. Yeah, so join me in my journey to getting a farm and start to do agriculture stuff. It's not easy, it's a process. I think we'll see, maybe even off camera I'll try to push and come back with the answers or the results and stuff, because it does take a toll, it does take a toll, because you must understand one thing, right? I'm in the township, which is, it's a neighboring, is a city, understand, and then it's like 4 hours away to 5 hours to go to the village, right? And now it's not a walking distance, because even if they can say I should, like, come there as an in person, there's a process, like getting a car or commuting, funds, petrol to travel there. It's not for free. Even commuting, I need to pay to commute. And now, like I said, I don't live there, meaning that it's a go and come back process. Even if you might find that in most cases, as they don't answer phone calls, you find out there's certain documentations or certain stuff that you don't know that you're supposed to bring. You have left them home, right? And now, what happens in that such situation? It becomes you forgot this document, or you forgot to have this, and now I need to go back and get those things, and then try again and come back to follow through all these logistics, right? And sometimes you find out that you have to stay, because it's a process indeed. If there's queues also. I'm not the only one who wants to get the farm and whatsoever, like a contest or some type of stuff, or maybe they want to do a background research and stuff, and then they come back with the confidence to say, am I actually qualified to get the land, or it becomes a rent to buy, or what? You don't know. I understand. And the purposes, sometimes they will want you to fill in like a proposal on why, and now those things, maybe they will want you to be there for a couple of days. Like I said, I don't live there, meaning that I need to rent out space there. That's money also. But I'm not complaining, it's a challenge that I'm giving myself. I'm willing to take. Hey, but damn, bruh. Oh, there's a lead and then there's a dead end, you know. Someone responds and gives you information. You need to take that small piece, you know, attach it to another one, to another one, to another one, until things, you know, work out. I think, does it make sense what I'm trying to say to you? So, you got to do whatever, bro, that you get. And you need to be grateful. Because if you don't, who will give you such information or such follow-ups, you know? For you to even be confident to get close to the mission, you know? Where you can see the mission is now a success. The farm is here. Yeah, it's not an overnight success, like I said, you know. It's not an overnight success. I don't know. I would love to leave you with something today, yeah? Is, you know, the main goal is to start. That's my advice for you today. The main goal is to start. Go through all the backs and forth, ups and downs. The main goal is to start. As soon as you have accomplished whatever that you are destined to do, that will give you the designation where you can say you are now destined for greatness. You have overcome the challenges. You have completed the difficult part or the easy part, either way. You have weathered the storm. You have went through seasonals where you went through wind, you went through rain, you went through hot sunny days, and you went through the cold, the breeze. Now you know 4 seasons. That gives you a little bit of experience to say, in this season, I can do this. In this season, I can tackle such issues. In this season, I can focus on these problems. And in this season, it's a free season, like everything, it's rolling, smooth. Nothing is perfect, right? People will see perfection without the struggles. And you need to deal with that and accept it is the way it is. Let's try them for the last time, yeah? And then, if no response, I'll have to end this video.
number is not available.
Okay, this one doesn't respond. Let's try another person. Right? Let's try another person. No response.
The requested number is not a-
I'll try like hours later. I'll try to get to them hours later. If not, I'll try back again tomorrow. Probably guys might not even be here or stuff for you to watch going through this, Yeah, I know. Join me on my journey into farming, agriculture, from the small space which is the house that I'm in now to getting a farm where I can actually do mass production or big scale, you know. So now what's in my head right now? Let me put this into this video too, right? So what's in my head, the things that I'm looking forward to is the type of soil that the farm has. Find out if you have a farm. Wait, my PC battery is low. Let me go charge it there. Okay, now let's wrap it up quick, I'm looking for different types of soil, right? Is it a dry soil or is it a wet soil, right? Because you find that in certain lands it's wetland, right? The soil will always have water. The seeds that do not survive when the soil has too much water, or plants who do not survive. And then when the soil is too dry, where water becomes a scarcity, right? There's plants that thrive through dry soil, where now they only store water because of the rain. So there's plants that store water, right? Because they do not depend of being watered a lot. Those plants do survive through the dry lands, right? And then compared to the one that depends on water, like I said, the ones that do well in the wetlands, those plants cannot survive in the dry land because they need to constantly absorb water so that they can continue to grow. So if the water is scarce, they die, right? And then the type of wind, is it a humid area? Is it always raining, or is it always dry, hot and sunny, or is always windy there? Those things we need to pay attention to, because there's elements where like such plants, for them to germinate, they need pollen, right? And now there's certain places where you need like bees to transport pollen to plant, right? And in such environments, there's bees where you'll hardly find them there because of certain conditions and weather situations, right? You'd hardly find bees there, meaning that the plants that need pollen to grow, they are not going to germinate. You understand? So I'm not talking about germination. I'm talking about a plant actually growing and then bearing fruits, or yeah, it grows to a veg, right? Including we are not talking about crops there, right? So it becomes a process then to see what type of an environment that I'll be facing and dealing with, right? And what type of a plantation that I'll have to grow there when it comes to demand and supply. Understand? I can grow veggies, fruits, whatsoever, but the things that I'm growing there, are there a market in that area? Because there's areas where the market is grape. Everyone there knows the market is grape. There's an area where the market is corn. Where there's area the market is watermelon. If you try to plant another fruit, no one is going, or another veg, no one is going to buy. Meaning that now you are forced to sell outside of the province or export. And I'm talking about export. So the local product and the outside demand now becomes a topic, right? And you have livestock. Right, livestock have its own challenges too. From feeding, growing, the environment they is in the in, washing, making sure they are hydrated, ventilation. Are they in a space where there's too much heat? Are they in a space where there's too much cold? And all that, you know. And also like taking an animal from an environment where it was doing well, and now you're putting it into a new environment, and now wanting it to adapt. You know, there's a process in that also. And these things that I'm telling you now is based on what I've experienced, what I've went through, and what I've learned. Right? It's not something that I went to school for. No, I understand. Like I said, from the very young age, I've been doing this. Now is the knowledge where I'm now, attaching on top of knowledge, the challenges that I'm learning and that I've solved. I'm now using them as experience, as a skill. If we go into such manner. So this is Operatitis. Thank you for watching.